just my opinion. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of This is Just My Opinion. And this week I'm going to be giving you my opinion of the rock band Def Leppard. Now, Def Leppard started off as one of many of the new wave of British heavy metal bands. And their first album, I think it's their first album anyway, On Through the Night, had some really good stuff on it. I really liked Rock Brigade. That was a good track. And the title track, On Through the Night, I think it was really good. Anyway, there was some good stuff on the album. 2 or 3 really good tracks that I really liked. Since then, they kind of morphed into this kind of American power metal, sort of overproduced hair metal power. I don't know what they are, to be honest. All I know is that they suddenly went for a more American sound, and I really don't like them. I've never been a big fan. I'd say there's 2 or 3 tracks on their first album that I thought were good. Since then, there isn't anything they've done that I've really liked. They did an album of cover versions, some of which were okay and some of which were really not. And their own stuff is just leaves me completely cold. I don't get why everyone loves them so much. To me, they're kind of like a second-rate Whitesnake, but I don't really like Whitesnake much either, so that doesn't help. I really have never liked Def Leppard that much. As I say, some of their early stuff, that's it. All of their stuff since they changed their sound, I don't know what happened, when it happened, but I think it may have been around High and Dry, maybe, that album, from then on, maybe earlier, I don't know. And they used people like Robert John Lang as producers, and they kind of changed their sound to a more American sort of sound of rock. And I don't know, I just never liked it. I lump them in with, as I say, Whitesnake and Aerosmith and bands like that. And although I like some Aerosmith, I'm not a great fan of theirs. I like some of their songs, a lot more of their songs than I like of Def Leppard's. I like more Whitesnake songs than I like of Def Leppard's. But they're all that kind of, they all got that kind of similar sort of sounding, even Kiss, they all kind of sound a bit the same. It's kind of like Americanized poppy rock, and I don't really like it, and I never have. I've never understood why Def Leppard, especially, became so hugely popular. It's another one of those things that I think just maybe passed me by. They came out at the same time as a lot of bands that I really liked, and they also came out at the same time as Iron Maiden, who are, again, another band I've never really been a huge fan of. I like maybe 1 or 2 albums of theirs, and that's about it. And there are a couple of specific songs. But Def Leppard, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of theirs to start with, as I say, but then when they changed their sound, I became even less of a fan. And I really don't understand why they're so popular. Why so many people, maybe it's because they're a homegrown band that sounds like an American band. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm missing something huge in that. I don't know. But they've always struck me as just being a bit kind of, they're just really ordinary. They don't, and yeah, I know, it's amazing they've got a one-armed drummer and he plays the drums incredibly well, especially for a guy with one arm. But I can't like them just because of that. It's their music has never really done anything for me. It does nothing for me at all. When I hear their music, I think, oh God, it's Def Leppard again. And it's never been more than that, ever. Even Rock Brigade and things like that, they're okay for what they are and for when they came out. But they're no better or worse than the early Iron Maiden stuff or Praying Mantis or any of those sort of bands. So yeah, I don't get it, and that's all there is to it, really. I don't. If you can persuade me otherwise, if you could put some kind of argument together, something I'm missing, some specific songs that maybe I should listen to, that would possibly change my mind and make me become not necessarily a fan of Def Leppard, but at least appreciate their music more, then I'd be willing to listen. I'd be willing to hear any arguments or listen to any music that you think I should listen to do that. But at the moment, I really can't see that that's going to happen. But it's worth a try. So that's my opinion on the band Def Leppard. Not a big fan, not really interested in them, but I'm willing to try and change. I'm willing to listen to stuff that might change my mind if you can think of anything. So that's it for this week, and I will be back next week with something different. Until then, thank you very much and goodbye. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion.